Lamar Sports Network presents the best in NCAA college basketball, the Southeastern Conference. Today's telecast is being brought to you by Coors. Now the best of the Rockies is yours. By Gulf Oil. At Gulf, everything we do makes driving better for you. And by Holiday Inn Hotels, a better place to be. For worldwide reservations, just call 800-HOLIDAY.
It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in north central Florida, and the people are taking advantage of it. Playing tennis, working on the suntan, mowing the baseball field, and generally just enjoying the outdoor activities as the University of Florida cheerleaders took opportunity to rehearse a little bit outside. Hi, everybody, from the O'Connell Gymnasium on the campus, the University of Florida in Gainesville. This is Ralph Packer along with Butch Clifton. Butch, the surprise team, the team everybody's talking about in the Southeastern Conference. The Florida Gators will host the Ole Miss Rebels, a team that has as of yet been able to put it together.
Well, Ole Miss will be starting
Kentucky at Alabama. Back down here next Sunday afternoon when Auburn is in town to play the University of Florida. But let's concern ourselves with this afternoon's game, Butch Clifton, because we have a situation with Ole Miss where they'll be starting 4 freshmen today with the disciplinary suspension of Buckner and Partridge.
Well, that's right. Ole Miss will have the 4 freshmen, as I mentioned earlier. They need to come out and get out of the gate quick, have a lot of enthusiasm, and play hard against a tough Florida Gator team.
How do you expect Ole Miss to play at the University of Florida this afternoon?
It'll probably be a similar game that Georgia played against Kentucky yesterday, where they control the tempo and have a lot of patience on offense, work for the good shot, change their defenses, pack it back inside, and try and take away the inside game of Florida.
Well, not only will Ole Miss be starting a lot of young people, the University of Florida starts a lot of young people. They're led at the guard position by Andrew Moten, a man who just set the Southeastern Conference on fire so far.
Well, he's playing like a senior, and he's really been the difference, Ralph. He's got a good balance on the outside. He's helped the inside game develop, and right now Florida's hot. They think they can win, and they've had some big wins lately.
They win this afternoon. We'll have the longest streak they've had since 1978. We'll be back with the starting lineups in just 1 minute. First for the Rebels of Ole Miss. They'll be starting at guard, number 23, freshman Andre Laird. He's 6'7", 178 pounds, out of Memphis, averages 2.9. At the other guard is Eric Laird, the brother. He's 6'4", 185, a junior from Memphis. He's the leading scorer for Ole Miss with an average of 15.9. And at center is Sylvester Kinchin. He's 6'11", 236, a freshman out of Austin, Texas, averages 2.7. And at forward is Don Royster, 6'7", 210, a freshman, averaging 8.5 from San Antonio. And at the other forward is Bruce Tranbarger from Kingsport, Tennessee, 6'7", 205, a freshman, averaging 3.8 points a game. And for Florida is Andrew Moten, 6', 165, a freshman, averaging 12.3. At the other guard is Darrell Gresham, 6'5", 175, a freshman from Decatur, Georgia, averaging 10.3. At the center is McDowell. He's from Cross City, Florida, 6'8", 230, and a senior, averaging 11.3. At forward is Vern Delancey. He's 6'5", 195, a senior, averaging 10.3. And Ronnie Williams, the leading scorer for Florida, averaging 14.9, 6'8", 240 pounds, a senior from New York City. We'll be back in just a minute with a tip-off of this afternoon's ball game of Florida and Ole Miss after these commercial messages. The starting lineup, you see them again: Royster, Tranbarger, Kinchin, and the 2 Lairds. It is Williams, Delancey, McDowell, along with Moten and Gresham to start for the University of Florida, and it'll be McDowell preparing to jump for the University of Florida against Sylvester Kincham.
I think you can expect Florida to open in a zone. Everybody else has played Ole Miss that way because they're only shooting 43% from the field.
And the Gators have the tap. This is Andy Moten. They call him Drew out of Quincy, Florida. Ole Miss does open in the zone.
Ole Miss is also open in the zone. They're going to try and make Florida work hard for the shot, try and limit the number of possessions they have so they can't get out of the gate too quickly.
Delancey. Ole Miss led us to believe that they perhaps would open up man-to-man this afternoon against Florida.
Well, I think they're going to play a lot of defenses. They're going to have to. They can't just give it one look. They got to give them a lot of different looks and make Florida work to get the good shot as they're doing right now.
With 10 seconds on the shot clock, Moten gets it. Drew Moten, who's averaging 12.3 points a ball game, gets number 2. The Gators are on top in this game. We're just underway from here in Gainesville.
Well, Florida gives us a little change here as they open on the man. They're not going against the trend that everybody else has done.
Yeah, Cranbarger is the zone buster as far as Ole Miss is concerned. And he's in there starting and just getting the rebound. On the inside, it is Cranbarger tying it up.
That was a good rebound, good offensive boards for Ole Miss, and they have to do more of that. Cranbarger, the freshman, getting a start. He comes in and knocks it in early.
Florida holds in the series a one-game advantage over Ole Miss at 30-29. It'll go out of bounds to the Ole Miss Rebels.
Well, Florida was trying to attack inside that time. We'll see a lot of that today, and they've had the good balance between guards and inside game, and it's really given them the chemistry that's projected them where they are now.
Bruce Cranbarger out of Kingsport, Tennessee. Big blonde-headed kid. This is Eric Laird. The rebound belongs to the Gators. Darrell Gresham, also a freshman. One of 2 that starts for the University of Florida. 2 freshman guards.
Well, the 2 brothers come in out of Memphis, and they've done a good job for Ole Miss this year, as have the freshman guards for Florida, Moten and Gresham.
This is Delancey. It's underneath the Williams, and he gets it. A foul. The foul's going to be on Sylvester Kincham. Now, Kincham has had a habit this year of committing a lot of fouls early in the ball game.
Well, that's the youth and the experience. But watch the replay here. It's inside quickly to Gresham. He goes up for the shot. Continues to be the impressive inside passing game as he dumps it off to Ronnie Williams, who takes it to the basket on a power move and draws the foul. He'll shoot 1.
Ronnie Williams, who's hitting 65.1% from the free throw line, the all-time leading scorer at the University of Florida, makes it 5-2 with his 3rd point. We played 2 minutes of the first half. Eric Laird, he and his brother Andre are the second set of brothers to have started at guard in the Southeastern Conference. The other 2 started for the University of Tennessee back in the early 40s.
And that was compliments of Haywood Harris. He helped us out early in the season and brought that to our attention.
Florida staying in the man-to-man on Ole Miss's 3rd trip down the court. They just turned him loose. Ronnie Williams. This front line of Florida has certainly been playing well, Butch, since they got into the Southeastern Conference.
Well, they've improved their free throw percentage shooting, their field goal, and there we've got Moten from the top of the circle. You know, he led his national AAU junior team to the championship with 91 points for an average of about 23, and he's been MVP in just about every TV game he's played in.
Well, Florida really wants this ball game. Florida and Ole Miss last year split at 5-3. This is the best Southeastern Conference record that Florida has had through 8 games since 1968, and you see them on this deal. It'll be out of bounds to Ole Miss. Now Florida's going to make a change. They get Randall Leith into the ball game. Randall Leith, number 43. He is from here in Gainesville, 6'9", 220 pounds. He's a junior, averaging 2.4 points a game. He's in there replacing Eugene McDowell.
All right, Florida's now changed to a 3-2 zone. They're going to try and invite the outside shot because Ole Miss has been successful with penetration. They hadn't made the shot, but they're getting it inside.
Ole Miss's Laird brothers exchanging it. Andre, Eric, Andre again. Cranbarger.
They'll look for Cranbarger to do some damage.
Rebound again belongs to Florida as Randall Leith goes in to get it. Andrew Moten. Delancey. Florida just a little bit hurt, a little bit too much of a hurry now to get out and score on that last trip down the floor. Rebound is Sylvester Kentron. He's coming along as a freshman. They thought he was going to be a great one, but in all reality, the Ole Miss freshmen have been rather slow in development.
Oh, yeah, it takes the freshmen a while to get used to it. The intensity level, you're coming out of high school where you play 32-minute game. Now you're at 40 minutes. You got to kick it up a little bit. And there's Tranbarger from the corner. He can wear it out. One of the great shooters.
He has all 4 points for Ole Miss. Tranbarger is hitting 50% from the field. He's played very little. He's recovering from an ankle injury. That's Gresham. Gresham normally wears 14. But someone stole his jersey last night, and they had to put number 24 on it. Delancey gets his first 2, and now it's 9-4. The second 5-point lead.
Florida was successful that time, Ralph, because they got it inside the middle and swung it opposite to a tight wing, and he had stepped up and improved his shooting position and was able to shoot a 15-footer instead of an 18-footer.
Tranbarger looks. Layered out again. Remember now, Florida opened man-to-man, went to a 2-3 zone. Florida coming into this ball game at 8-7 and 4-3 in the SEC, the team that everybody's talking about. Andre Laird, Tranbarger, Williams on the block, and somebody fouled it.
And the freshman continues to be impressive on the offensive board. That's his second offensive rebound, and he drew the foul as he took it back up strong. That was a heady play by Bruce Tranbarger.
And that foul is going to be on Andrew Moten. Drew Moten draws his first foul of the ball game. That is the first foul against Florida. As we have
number 31 checking in.
Andre Laird going out of the ball game, and Joe Ayers comes in. Joe Ayers is out of Birmingham, Alabama. He averages 5.3, and they thought that he may start this afternoon.
Well, Ole Miss has 7 freshmen in the top 14. They just took out their first substitution and replaced him with another freshman.
Tranbarger, you saw the stats on him a moment ago. He's looking for his 5th point. He has all 4 points for Ole Miss. He gets this one for number 5. And with 14 minutes and 56 seconds to go on a beautiful day here in North Central Florida, the University of Florida Gators are out on top of the visiting Ole Miss Rebels by a score of 9-5. We'll be back for more SEC basketball action in just 1 minute. University of Florida in Gainesville. This is Ralph Hacker along with Butch Clifton, and it's a 9-5 game. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting a Gulf Most Valuable Player from each team. And in addition to recognizing our 2 MVPs, Gulf Oil and its dealers will donate a $500 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of both Florida and Ole Miss as part of the Gulf Most Valuable Player Award Scholarship Program.
And the early statistics that we've just been handed are not in Ole Miss's favor as we take a quick look at the officials. Don Bridges on your left, Don Shea in the middle, Dale Kelly on the right. Very experienced and proven. They've done a good job in the Southeastern Conference for the coaches and the players. But Ole Miss is 2 out of 7 for 28.6%. Florida's 4 out of 5 for 80. Good selection, and they're making them.
Florida has made a substitution. We have Joe Lawrence into the ball game for the University of Florida, replacing Andy Moten. This is Lawrence. He is a 3.57 student here at the University of Florida in engineering. That's Ronnie Williams, the all-time leading scorer for the University of Florida Gators, getting number 5 and a 6-point lead for Florida, the longest of the day.
Really looked confident on the low post. He got it inside, a little jump hook. He feels good in there, and he'll make it.
This is Laird to Ayers. Ayers was an outstanding player in the city of Birmingham, Alabama, a city that has of late has produced some great Southeastern Conference prospects.
Florida's really packed back in, Ralph. They're right at the free throw line. No higher. Good feet inside.
But a steal is by Gresham. They've got it 3-on-2. The numbers now break down as Gresham turns it.
Well, when the ball goes inside like that against a team with the quick hands like Florida, you got to make a play quick.
Gresham. Dale Gresham getting his first 2. He's averaging 10.3, hitting 42.8% from the outside. The 3-2 zone has been good so far to the University of Florida.
Well, when the ball penetrates, they catch up to it well. They're using their hands. They're not reaching, but they're getting to the ball and able to knock it loose, deflect it, and come up with the ball.
Tranbarger, he has all 5 of the points for Ole Miss.
Got a kick. Florida's ball, Ole Miss's ball on the side.
It'll be out of bounds to them, just in front of the University of Florida bench. Ayers, and this is Laird getting his first 2 points as Eric Laird comes in up with him. 13-7 is your score. A nice crowd, or the rather quiet crowd so far here in what they are now calling the O-Dome. McDowell, Eugene McDowell, the chairman of the board. A great front line for the University of Florida.
Well, they certainly are, and in their last game against Georgia, they had 51 points and 31 rebounds. They have really been productive this year.
You know, Kinchin's really going to have to come along for Ole Miss to be a factor, as we see Lee Hunt sitting next to him is Steve Moeller. He's got to be getting his team ready now as they head toward the tournament. That's what he's aiming for, Brooks.
Exactly right. They've got to get their intensity level up for the 40 minutes. They've got to strive for consistency, and as they continue to play the young players, they will mature, they'll understand the system, and they'll come along soon.
Number 5 you saw was Drew Moten getting back into the game, replacing Gresham. Fran Barker. Royster, number 35. Rebound belongs to Florida's Ronnie Williams. They want to push it down the court. They want to break it open early. The foul is going to be on the University of Mississippi.
An Ole Miss freshman that time, Ayers, when he got into the lane, he looked tentative with the ball, even though he made the penetration and got inside. Just didn't look comfortable, didn't shoot it well. Florida rebounded, kicked it out to Moten, and he takes it hard to the basket. And you can see the foul at the free throw line, but he continued his shot, hoping to pick up a three-point play. I don't think Lee Hunt agreed with the call.
Joe Ayers is the man who committed the foul. That is his first, team second. Drew Moten. He's looking for his 5th point. He's hitting 70.4% from the free throw line. Well, Lee still doesn't like it.
Well, you can see the foul was made at the free throw line. Probably a continuation, but once again, you can see both sides of that.
That is the 5th point for Drew Moten, averaging 12.3. He plays well in every television game. As a matter of fact, you know, Florida has not lost a game that they have appeared on television this year. A foul is going to be called on the University of Florida.
Well, you've got a senior, Delancey, that was beaten to the low post, and you have to deny the ball inside. And you can see right here the feed inside. He's clearly over his back. Good call by the official. Team foul number 2.
That's a foul is going to be on Vern Delancey. Out of bounds to Mississippi. This is Ayers again. Ayers moving out to play the point, even though they list him as a forward.
Well, he's played a little both. He played a little both in high school, and he feels comfortable there.
Kinchin. Rebound by Royster. Can he put it back? Now the rebounding machine, Eugene McDowell, goes to work to bring it home. Drew Moten, his team leading by 7 points. McDowell looking for their biggest lead of the afternoon. And now Delancey will have his shot at it. Moten. Brandbarger on the rebound, and a whistle underneath is going to be on Florida's Ronnie Williams. The all-time leading scorer, the University of Florida, right there.
Well, Delancey had been cut off inside, and he kicked it to the top of the circle. Moten had a wide-open shot, missed it. But what's the tough, intense play inside? Brandbarger comes up with it.
It's a 7-point difference in our ball game with Southeastern Conference basketball action as we take this break. Because you see the advantage that the University of Florida has over Ole Miss. The statistics, as they say, Butch, tells the story.
Well, that's right. And Florida is shooting right at 50%. And once they got into the Southeastern Conference play, they're up to 51. They've improved their free throw shooting percentage in the league to 69. Ole Miss has come in at 42%. Currently, Ole Miss is 3 of 11 for 27%. Florida is 6 of 10 for 60%, but Ole Miss is doing a good job on the boards. They're tied at 6-6.
Well, Florida, you speak of their Southeastern Conference shooting. Their front line of McDowell, Delancey, and Williams has been hitting almost 65%, actually 64.5% since they got into SEC play.
And McDowell was second in the Southeastern Conference field goal percentage with 64.2.
And Florida staying with his own as Ole Miss tries to find the hold-on, tries to find the spot in the 3-2. This is Brandbarger. The rebound, as most of them have this afternoon, belongs to Florida. Moten to Lawrence. Moten to Delancey. Back to Moten. Delancey again. Ole Miss now staying with his own. Lawrence. You know, he can hit and does.
Well, the one, if you got any kind of criticism of the guards, they've done such a good job at opening up the inside game. But right now, Moten and Lawrence and Gresham are shooting in the low 40s, and they've got to kick that up. So that was a big hit for Lawrence early.
Joe Lawrence is averaging 5.6 points a ball game. This is Kinchin. Can he maneuver over him? He did. Oh, he took about 3 pumps, as you saw, before he went over McDowell. Kinchin gets his first 2 points.
And a great assist from Ayers.
Moulton to Delancey. They want to try to get it to McDowell, but they've done a pretty good job of covering him so far.
Well, Ole Miss has got real good movement on defense. Florida has good movement on offense. You know, just the kind of game we expected.
Here's Lawrence. And McDowell. Cranbarger finally getting the handle. Cranbarger could be a fine ball player in the mold of so many of the big, stocky forwards that the Ole Miss has had over the years.
I like Stroud and some of those youngsters. He's a good shooter. He's been injured most of the year, as has Ayers, and he just needs some playing time.
Ayers just gets it, left-handed shot.
And with each minute, you see Ole Miss getting their confidence, and they're playing a little better each minute.
They have come from 9 down, now to just 5 down, 16-11, 9.5 to go, first half of play.
And Florida's not as aggressive on the boards as they were the last 3 or 4 games that we've seen them play. They just, you know, they're waiting for somebody else to do the job, and it takes everybody.
There's McDowell. He didn't wait, he just put it in. Eugene McDowell gets his first 2.
And like you said, it's another great pass inside. They pass the ball as well as anybody I've seen in the country this year inside.
Not only do they have their leading scorer of all time here at the University of Florida playing for them, and Ronnie Williams, Vern Delancey is the all-time leading assist man for the University of Florida. And Royster just gets his first 2.
Good patience and another good pass from Ayers inside. That's 2 good assists against the zone.
The only man who has not scored for the University of Mississippi who has played today has been Andre Laird. Moulton. Ronnie Williams, they're taking plenty of time to cover him. Lawrence, the zone buster, just misses it. Look at this. That foul inside is going to be on Cranbarger, number 44.
Well, the thing I liked that Florida did offensively, they got it to the baseline against the zone. They kicked it out for the shot. Long rebound by Delancey. He went up and unselfishly he dumped it off inside. And when Ronnie Williams gets it inside, he's going to either make the basket or draw the foul.
And he drew the foul, goes up looking for his 6th and 7th point. Ronnie Williams out of New York City. Played for St. John's Military Academy. 6'8", 230 pounds.
1,837 points coming in today.
Add 5 more to that at this moment. He suffered a dislocated left shoulder in December, but he's right now back to full playing strength.
Well, he had a dislocated shoulder, and Vern Delancey had a broken nose, and it really hurt him in December. But some of the other kids got a chance to play, and that helped their maturity.
Norm Sloan watches as his team misses a chance to move back out by 7. The lead can now be cut down to just 3 points.
Coughlin comes in as a substitute for Ole Miss, and he's another good shooter. They'll probably go opposite. Well, Florida goes to the man for quickness.
And now Cranbarger, who just worked himself to death today, coming in. He's almost having to play himself back into shape because he was out for so long. A walking violation. So Ole Miss misses a great opportunity to cut it down to 3.
And good defensive pressure by Florida. As we mentioned, they used the quickness. They came out and got after Ole Miss, forced the turnover to be their ball with another opportunity to increase the lead by 7.
Randall Leaf, number 43, is into the ball game, Butch. He's been in and out this afternoon.
Well, Norm Sloan's trying to get some more depth inside and keep everybody motivated. Like I mentioned, they're not going to the boards as aggressively and as consistently as they normally do.
This is Moulton inside to McDowell. And it's stolen away. Here they go. Conklin is running. Ayers is ahead of him. And the block was by McDowell. Good defensive play by Eugene McDowell.
Great timing by big Eugene, the dunking machine McDowell. He's inside, and he's an awesome figure.
They have done nothing right now to get the student body in it, and when the student body here at the University of Florida gets unwound, they could be one of the most intimidating in the SEC. Lawrence. A foul is going to be on McDowell. That is his first foul, the team's 4th foul.
Well, that's a good hustle by Eugene. He's going to go in there and he's going to battle you. He had 18 rebounds, 18 points against Georgia in a winning cause Tuesday night.
You see the foul here as it goes almost out of bounds when McDowell falls over his top of Cranbarger. It comes with 7 minutes, 28 seconds to go. And the Florida Gators lead by 5 over the Ole Miss Rebels. We'll be back for more SEC action in just 1 minute. You can catch the best of Southeastern Conference basketball on most of these same SPI network stations tomorrow night as Tennessee takes on Kentucky at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central with Tom Hammond and Joe Dean. College basketball at its best here on the SPI network.
Florida now 8 of 16 for 50%. Ole Miss is creeping up in the field goal percentage area. They're up to 37.5, and they still are matching Florida in rebounding 10 apiece.
A little press that didn't amount to much as Ole Miss gets the ball in bounds. Their lineup now has Ayers in there. He's been in for a long time. Coughlin is in. This is Worcester, number 35. Cranbarger has gone all the way. And Derek Horn is in the lineup also for Ole Miss. It'll be Ole Miss ball.
Well, overplayed by defense, and Ayers was able to penetrate, but the next guy around on the perimeter on Florida's defense came in and broke up the play.
Bruce Tranbarger, the freshman out of Kingsport, number 44, putting it in. Ken Coughlin's the old-timer, a senior, and he throws it away. Doesn't have a lot of playing experience. What's going to happen here? Nothing. No contact.
That's a good no call.
Drew Moten. What a steal. Ole Miss getting a little bit more confidence. As you said a while ago, if they could get a bucket here, they're right back in the ball game here in the first half with 6:43 to go.
Well, they've come up with some big steals on defense, and that's what they've got to do.
Ayers went under for the wide-open trip. And a foul is going to be on Randall Lee. His first, team's fifth.
Well, that's good penetration by Laird. He is a left-hander. Defensively, Leaf let him go to his left, and he can't do it. Had a little mismatch as he had beaten Gresham coming in hard to the basket.
And Ayers is the man who steps up to the free throw line. Number 31. Florida gets into the ball game. Travis Benton, number 3.
Decatur, Georgia.
Joe Ayers had his best effort of 11 points against Southwestern Louisiana in Oxford, Mississippi. He's had 2 7-rebound games this year. Study in contrast, as you've seen there, of the two coaches.
Ole Miss needs something good to happen. He needs to knock in one of these, as he does, because I looked at the bench. As soon as he missed the first one, they were all, a little concerned. Hey, we got a chance to be in it. Let's knock these in.
It's now a 4-point ball game. Delancey. That's Benton there, who just came in, wears his safety-type goggles over his glasses. And at home. Ronnie Delancey gets number 4. And they go immediately to the press.
And we've got the band giving him a 9-5, a 10, a 10, a 10, a 10, and a 9-9. That's the East German, the 9-5. They're going to kick that one out. Tremendous play.
20-14 now. Ayers, that student body is with it now.
We were wondering if they came to the game. That's the quietest I've ever heard them.
Eric Laird, Tranbarger. It's still going to belong to Ole Miss. If they can get it, they get a 4-on-1. And a whistle is going to be on Randall Lee. Randall Lee coming up with his second foul.
That's the conclusion of the break. You didn't see the great play by Eric Laird to save it. It was an over and back call on a wayward pass. Caught it and threw it in. Good hustle by Ayers. He was able to set up the numbers 4-1 in his advantage at the end of the break. Lee stepped out, hooked him with his body. Foul.
It's going to be out of bounds to Ole Miss. Tranbarger getting it in. Bruce Tranbarger. And again, we see Ayers go out to play the point. And flashing in, wanting it, was Eric Laird. 30 seconds on the shot clock. The Southeastern Conference, of course, plays with a shot clock of 45 seconds. There's Laird. He gets his second bucket, his 4th point.
And Ole Miss has their shooters opposite. Laird's on the right wing and Tranbarger's on the left, and they'll swing it and get it to them.
We're back to a 4-point game. 5 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Florida putting it through as Benton gets his first 2. Ayers just walks it across. Florida man-to-man. Eric Laird. Little mismatch there as he goes against Benton at 5'11". Eric Laird is 6'4". It'll be Florida's ball as Ole Miss just stood there and watched it go out of bounds.
Well, it looked like we had a deflection on the ball. It looked like one of the Florida players had, and Ayers turned to the official and said he knocked it out of my hand. But better angle, Florida's ball.
4:35 to go, first half of play. 6-point game, favor of Florida. Gresham, Benton. They look to Leaf, who's in the middle. That's Gresham now. He's not afraid to put it up. And he gets his second bucket, 4th point. The lead is back at 8. And they want a timeout for the old to 16. This broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Sports Productions Incorporated. Any transmission or rebroadcast of the contents or descriptions of this game, either in whole or in part, without the prior written consent of SPI is strictly prohibited. Announcers for today's game are employed and compensated by Sports Productions Incorporated of Dallas, Texas. Lee Hunt got the word across to his team. Let's see if he can carry it out, Butch.
Well, right now they're trying to get an up-tempo. They're down 24-16. They need to be, as you can see here, the rebounds are basically even. Florida 11, Ole Miss 9.
And the foul is going to be on Benton, number 3. That is his first foul. And it should be the bonus situation. I believe that's a 17 foul against the Gators. It is, and we will have Dowell going up to the free throw line.
And you know, early in the year, Ralph, he was having trouble at the line. He went back and looked at his old films. When he at one point he'd hit 16 in a row in a basketball game. Tried to find out what he was doing because the coaches couldn't find it, and now he feels very comfortable.
Cecil Dowell out of Arlington, Texas, 6 foot and a senior. He gets his first point this afternoon. Cecil Dowell had 18 points in one ball game this year at New Orleans. It's a 24-17 game. Florida again commanding the backboard. Drew Moten back in, calls play number 2.
Well, you see now Ole Miss has changed to the man-to-man. They're trying to get a little bit more pressure outside and utilize their quickness.
3:55 to go. Randall Leaf. Ronnie Williams. To Drew Moten. We tell you that Partridge, along with Buckner, have been suspended indefinitely by Coach Lee Hunt of Ole Miss. They didn't make the trip. They're back in Oxford today on the University of Mississippi campus.
A little confusion by Florida. They don't have the right people in. They're not really into their set.
Lawrence. This is Williams trying to shoot it. They've got a 2-on-1 break. Laird. And it's there. Eric Laird gets his 6th point. That makes it 24-19. They've cut it back down to 5. They've had it as close as 4. Then Florida would move it back out by 8.
Well, that was a good break. They did it with their defense. They forced the turnover. They got it out on the break and concluded it well.
Joe Lawrence. Randall Leaf, man from here in Gainesville. Drew Moten down to Ronnie Williams. And Williams moves him back out by a 26-19 score.
When Florida needs a basket, they'll take it into Ronnie, and he'll deliver for them.
Cecil Dowell working against Moten, man-to-man. Dowell really having problems over in the corner. They have a trap on him, and we've got a foul. It's going to be called on Florida. The foul is going to be on Drew Moten, number 5.
Well, Florida's in a man-to-man. They're really applying the pressure. Ball's punched loose by Williams. Reach in right there, and the official called it.
Well, we thought it was on 5, and I think the replay, we thought it showed it on 5 also. But they say, no, it's going to be on Ronnie Williams. That is number 25.
Well, the replay that time showed it a little quicker that Williams had hit him first and 5. So he got a double foul, went with the first one, and that was Williams.
And Williams goes to the bench to sit and talk with Norm Sloan. That was the 2nd foul on Ronnie Williams. And Dowell is back to the line. That makes it 26 now to 20. Cecil Dowell getting number 2. Cecil averaging 5.1 a game, 1.6 rebounds a game.
Well, he's made a solid contribution to their program through the years. He's a senior. As I mentioned, he was one of the great free throw shooters they had, and he got in a slump, went back and studied the films, and now he's got his rhythm again.
Well, he had 15 for 16 in the NIT last year against Alabama State. The whistle's going to be on Dowell, I think, number 11.
You can see him coming on the break. Moten's out at the top of the circle, and he's going to cross over. Watch Dowell reach in right here. Had his hand on his hip. Good call by the official.
Dowell committing his first foul. That's out of bounds to Florida. Delancey in along with Moten. Gresham is also in for Florida. Leaf is in the pivot. McDowell is out at the forward. This is Delancey. People are down all over the floor trying to get around. And a whistle again. It's going to be on Dowell. That is his 2nd foul. He's committed 2 fouls this trip down court.
And he's trying to help his team generate something. You know, they've had 3 or 4 steals in this half. They've been able to get the ball out, and that's their game plan. When they have the turnover and they force it, they're going to get out and try and get the numbers to their advantage on the break. That time he reached in.
Norm Sloan, the winningest coach in the SEC. 515 wins, 327 losses. Has an NCAA championship at NC State to his credit. This is his 2nd tour of duty here at the University of Florida. Andrew Moten to Randall Leaf. Blocked shot by Kinchin, but he can try it again. And that third foul against Ole Miss as they go down on this end of the court before they can get it back.
Well, once again, Florida was taking it inside to their inside game, as you can see. Leaf double pump, got the defense up, shoots it, gets his own rebound, and goes up strong again. Draws the foul, and he'll shoot a pair.
Sylvester Kinchin is the man the foul was on. That is his second. It'll be 2 shots now to Randall Leaf. Leaf has not scored this afternoon.
He's come off the bench. He's played a lot. Norm Sloan has shuffled McDowell, Delancey, and Williams out and rotated Leaf in. He's had the four players inside, and he substituted 4 outside.
You know, he's been a rather solid basketball player for his entire career here at the University of Florida. Moten against Dow. Dow could give him a lesson this afternoon. Both very, very quick. But the way that Moten has played this year, there are not many people in the SEC going to give him much of a lesson.
He plays with a lot of enthusiasm and intensity, and he plays very, very hard.
It'll be out of bounds to Florida. Right through the hands of Ayers.
And give him credit that time. He had the good defensive pressure. He was up on him tight. Didn't give him a good passing lane, and it's a turnover.
1:34 seconds to go. First half. Florida on top by 5. They've led by as many as 9.
You know, the book on him is to make him go left, but he's handled that against the last 2 or 3 opponents and gains his confidence each game.
Gresham, Moten. That's his favorite spot of his, and you see why, as he's now the leading scorer in the game with 8 points.
As soon as we talk about him, he makes a nice jump shot.
Foul against Moten. The lesson may be the other way as Moten draws a foul. That is his second foul.
Well, you got to play defense with your feet. You don't reach. Watch him here. He's applying the pressure. He's revved up now. He just made a basket. Now right here, he reaches in, and that's going to get you caught every time.
And Dowell is back at the line.
There's another look. Good reverse move by Dowell to protect the basketball. And he got Moten in a bad position, and he reached again.
Eric Laird, number 5 at your screen, just coming back into the game. Grizzleton says something to Air and walks right by Laird.
Also had a substitution by Florida. Travis Benton's in the game for Moten.
Cecil down. Cecil's been there a lot here in this first half. This is the 3rd time up there. Both times he's been up, he's had the opportunity to put it up twice. This is his first bonus situation. Howell getting number 5. With that, ties Tranbarger for the second leading scorer. Tranbarger had the first 4 points that Ole Miss had this afternoon. Hasn't scored since. A minute left, first half of play. There's Gresham. The rebound belongs to Dow. Out to Horn. Dow. You know, neither team playing with an awful lot of fire at this particular moment. Ayers with the ball. Kinchin started off very well. Only got 2 points. He blocked a couple of shots early. It'll be out of bounds. It'll go to Florida. It was off the leg of Eric Laird.
That was a good feed inside by Dowell. He threw it away from the defense, but Laird couldn't handle it because of the
5 seconds. The shot by Benton is good. That ends the first half, and the Florida fans like it. They have seen their team lead by as many as 9 points and go to the dressing room, leading the Ole Miss Rebels here in Southeastern Conference basketball by 7, by a tally of 30-23. We'll be back with halftime activities in just 1 minute after these commercial messages. Florida, this is Ralph Hacker along with Butch Clifton.
Ralph, we got some interesting stats early, as you can see, on field goals. Ole Miss 8 of 18 for 44.5%. That's better than their season average, but still not as respectable as the Florida percentage of 14 out of 25 for 56%. A noticeable statistic that I see is 2 out of 7 at the line on free throws for Florida. Anytime you're shooting that, you're not concentrating. If you're not concentrating in that area, you're not playing hard in other areas, I believe. I've always believed that philosophy. On the other end, you see that Ole Miss is playing extremely well. They're concentrating and doing everything they can with the young lineup to be in there, and they have a good percentage of 7 out of 10 for 70%. Rebounds, close.
Individually, they look this way, Butch.
Well, you've got Moten with 7 points, 2 fouls. Williams has 7 points and 2 fouls. Delancey 4, Gresham 4, and Benton 4. Those are the scoring leaders for Florida. For Ole Miss, Eric Laird with 6. The freshman Tranbarger with 5. Dowell off the bench with 5. Ayers, Kinchin, and Royster 3, 2, and 2.
and we'll be back for the final 20 minutes of basketball action from here in the sunny Southland after this word from your local station. Ole Miss and Florida to open up here in the second half?
Well, I think I know what Florida did. Norm Sloan was very displeased with their lack of intensity. He changed from the zone to a man-to-man early, trying to use the quickness to get an up-tempo to get Ole Miss out of what they were doing. Ole Miss was trying, you know, play the zone, give them one shot, go down and milk the clock and get the good shot, and stay in the game, and that's exactly what they did.
I know the people up north who are watching this afternoon can't realize that it's 75 degrees, beautiful down here. That's why the student body's sitting there in shirt sleeves, and many of them are in shorts.
All we talked about from the time we got up this morning was what a pleasant, beautiful day it was. And I kept asking you, I said, Ralph, I can't find one. And you always said, one what? And I said, cloud. There wasn't one in the sky. Beautiful day, beautiful students at the University of Florida.
That is exactly right. And we're ready to go back to basketball action here in Southeastern Conference action. 30-23 as we begin. Joe Ayers is in to start the second half. Dow is in to start the second half for Ole Miss. We have Kinchin in, Tranbarger is in, and Eric Laird is in there. That is not the starting five that began the ball game, as Lee Hunt is looking for a combination that works.
Well, they went there late. Tranbarger wasn't, but they came out. Florida once again in the man-to-man, trying to generate something.
Rebound belongs to Ronnie Williams as they again miss what I would call a gimme on the inside.
But there was intimidation by Florida's front line. McDowell was nearby, and just hard to turn and shoot over him inside.
This is Ronnie Williams.
Now they've gone to the three-man game. They're going to keep it on this side of the floor, let the three big guys play it. They'll pass and cut.
This is Eugene McDowell. McDowell was in and out in the first half. Shared playing time with Randall Leaf. Lawrence did not start. He's back in to start in place of Gresham. Ronnie Williams. The rebound goes to Eric Laird. He boxed up. Nobody there for Florida.
Great rebound position by Ole Miss. They came out. They're going to give them the one shot. And the first 5 minutes of the second half, really important to see if you're going to follow the instructions and come out with intensity in the second half.
Kinchin. The block shot and the foul is going to be on Florida.
That was a good feed inside, and Kinchin got the ball, gave a little pump fake, and he gets Ronnie Williams up. And take a look here. Watch him pump fake. Right here. Gets the defense in the air. And then he goes up, draws the foul, and he'll shoot a pair.
And McDowell, number 40, draws the foul. That is his second foul. Sylvester Kinchin is at the line. Kinchin is one of the oddities in basketball. He shoots better from the field than he does from the free throw line. It's only 35% from the free throw line.
Well, you know, he's a big guy inside. He's shooting a high percentage shot at 4 and 5 feet on the block. And then you move him out to the 15-footer at the free throw line, and it is a big difference.
It is a 30-24 game. Florida in the lead. McDowell, a foul from behind. I think this one's going to be on Kinchin. It is.
Florida's offensive pattern created that. They're doing a lot of screening down and across, and that time Kinchin was behind his man inside, left open the passing lane, and then because he had the bad position, he reached over the shoulder.
It'll be inbounds by Ronnie Williams. Into McDowell. Joe Lawrence, number 4. Delancey, number 12, as he tries to get the alley-oop and a jump ball. It'll go to Florida.
And Eugene looks behind the official. He said, I got bumped. I'm up high, and watch out. That's dangerous.
Out of bounds. Ronnie Williams again will be the man who puts it in play. Very personable young man, Ronnie Williams.
Yes, he is. He's, like you say, made the good contributions to this program. He's done a lot for everybody. Always got a smile on his face.
This is Moten.
And he brings a lot of smiles to the Florida fans' face since he's been playing.
That is 7 points for Drew Moten. 32-24. Florida on top by 8. Ole Miss in the zone again. 3-2.
Well, Florida's in the zone. They changed from the man, and obviously they're going for position on the board.
Kinchin trying it, and finally it is Delaney who comes up with it. Delancey bringing it up. He's been a garbage man this afternoon, reaching in, pulling the ball away. He's played pretty well. Joe Lawrence again.
Florida's in the motion attack. Get a lot of movement. Everybody's involved in it.
Moten. Now back down to Williams, to Moten. He's there. Drew Moten gets his 9th point. He has all 4 points for Florida in this half, and it's 34-24. Longest lead of the game right now for the Gators. It's at 10. The score's only been tied once, that at 2-all. Ole Miss has never been to the front.
Got the shooters opposite for Ole Miss. You got Laird on this wing and Tranbarger in the opposite corner.
Dowell, that's Tranbarger. He gets his 7th point of the day. You know, he shot early, then he quit, and it was a long time till he fired up that shot.
Well, it looked like he got a little tired. You know, he's been injured most of the year, and he has to play his way back into shape, and it looked like to me he got tired and he got the break.
He's recovering from an injured ankle, and everybody calls him. The book, as you say, out on him is the fact that he is a zone breaker.
Exactly.
Lawrence goes all the way around this one.
Well, he's swinging the ball on dribble, and that gives the defense too much time to rotate, really.
And a whistle underneath. There's going to be a foul on Tranbarger. Bruce Tranbarger coming up with his 2nd foul.
You can watch it inside. They're looking in here, and Tranbarger was behind the position, and when the ball came in, he's leaning hard on Williams. Although Williams did one thing good. He kicked it off of him when he came inside to Lawrence. Lawrence made the shot, but it didn't count.
During the replay, number 43, Randall Leith, returned to the game for McDowell, and Ronnie Williams goes up over Kinchin and puts it in for number 9.
Soft touch.
A 36-26, 10-point lead for Florida. Ayers to Laird. Ayers again. Tranbarger. Where's the most vulnerable point of a 3-2 zone?
Well, if you'll get it to the baseline and swing it to the top of the circle, you can. Whoa, look, still here.
Can he dunk it? He goes against Ayers. Yeah, he can dunk it.
Well, the thing that Moten did is when the ball's in the opposite corner, he's to take away the passing lane. He anticipated, stole it, concluded with a great dunk.
It's showtime for a 6-foot freshman out of Quincy, Florida. Tranbarger. Lawrence. Tranbarger getting tired again. You could tell it as he moved down there.
Great assist from Williams.
I thought he was going to dunk it again as he gets 13, and now Ole Miss wants a timeout. 15:55 to go. The Florida fans are on their feet as the Gators have moved out by their biggest lead of the afternoon of 14 points. We'll be back with more SEC action in just 1 minute.
Percentage from 55 to 61, and that's because they've had the steals. They've able to come down and get the high percentage shot. Ole Miss is not shooting as well. They're down to 39% now.
14-point advantage as Tranbarger beats it to Down. Ayers and around to Andre Laird, who's back into the ball game. He's been a long time on the bench.
Well, now you've got Florida more active. This is the first time they've really come out and had a little zip in their zone. They're moving well on their slides, but Ole Miss remains patient. They're looking for the good shot.
Tranbarger thought he had it, but he did not. You see Moten. Delancey had it blocked by Ayers. And a foul is going to be on Andre Laird.
Well, once again, Florida's good defense. They made the steal out of the 1-2-2 zone. Normally, that's just you're making the quick slide. At the end of the break, you see the pass to Delancey. He goes up strong. Good defensive play by Ole Miss's Ayers. And then you got Moten keeping it alive for Ole Miss at the foul.
And we're back to live action. This is Moten. Tranbarger on the rebound for the Rebels. 40-26. Rebs are down behind the Gators. Now, Tranbarger. Rebound belongs to Kinchin. Put it back, and he's blocked by Williams. Delancey, and a walking violation on Delancey. Out of bounds to Ole Miss.
Well, even though that was a trip, it won't be a foul. They'll let it go on the walk. But you can see inside on the replay, not the replay, but the fact that Kinchin got it low, tried to pump fake. Ronnie Williams kept his feet and rejected the shot.
It is 40-26 still.
And it looks like what Ole Miss is going to do. They're going to attack the zone as Norm Strong looks on. Great record he's had here both times at NC State. Excuse me, Ralph.
14:45 to go here in the game. Down low, Kinchin. Kinchin getting it back from Laird. Laird a little hesitant today to fire it up, Butch.
Well, you know, he doesn't have a feel for the game. He sat down for a long time. A little pressure on him coming in as the freshman sat on their replay.
And Kinchin is the man who commits the foul. That is 4 fouls on Sylvester Kinchin, the freshman out of Austin, Texas.
Number 54, Sylvester Kinchin.
That's good penetration by Dowell. The 3 previous times he had penetrated, drawn the defense to him, and then kicked the ball off to Tranbarger in the corner. That time he went ahead, caught the defense off guard.
And Kinchin has to go out of the ball game as they bring Don Royster in there to fill in for him. Moten to Ronnie Williams of Florida. Joe Lawrence almost making the steal was Ayers. And finally making the steal was Laird, and he threw it away. Williams against Strandbarger. It's there. Ronnie Williams gets number 11. 42-26 Florida.
Inside on the paint, along the block. Usually the senior will beat the freshman. He did that time.
Andre Laird, Strandbarger. Out to Ayers. This is Dow. Royster locked, and it'll be goaltending against McDowell.
Good offensive execution by Ole Miss that time. They feel from the off wing. Watch Dow go up. Here you got Royster coming right in, filling the soft spot. Great rejection by Eugene McDowell, but it will be goaltending.
13.5 minutes to go in the Southeastern Conference game. Moten against Dow. Ronnie Williams. McDowell. Delancey. The foul is on Air. Oh, he walked.
Well, Dowell created that from Ole Miss. He came hard. As soon as he saw Delancey penetrate to his right, he came hard to him and made him walk.
It'll be out of bounds. Ole Miss Rebels. Now against Moten. They just reverse it, going back the other way.
Now Florida's in a man.
Dowell with it. They look for Strandbarger. Can't get it. Now they do. It's there. Strandbarger coming up with his 9th point of the game.
They've helped him get the shot, and when he gets it, he is a good shooter.
The longest that he has played coming into this game was 36 minutes that he played against Alabama. Into the ball game for Florida's number 24, Darrell Grisham. He's been in a lot this afternoon. Actually started for them. That's Joe Lawrence on the bench next to Norm Sloan.
Well, they've played 4 freshman guards, including Benton, and Benton's up to come in. So, you know, they're getting a lot of experience for the young guys outside.
Trying to cut it down to 10 with 12:37 to go. Strandbarger. Foul on Moten again. The foul is going to be on Moten, number 5. Andrew Moten. Drew Moten draws number 3.
Well, anytime you get a youngster that'll penetrate like Dowell did that time, watch him. He'll put it on the floor. Just watch Moten, number 5. He's on him. Can't see it there, but he must have reached and got him earlier. It's just hard to stop a guy when he penetrates like that.
Benton, number 3, back into the ball game. Travis Benton played a lot of the first half, scored 4 points. Royster, the foul's on Florida. It's going to be on Ronnie Williams, and Butch, that's number 3 on the big man, as Norm Sloan has his talk with the man he just took out of the game.
Well, the one minus that the University of Florida Gators have is they just don't have a lot of depth. They're not a deep team. They're beginning to get the depth at guard because they're playing a lot of people, but now Randall Leaf is coming in the game, and he so far has been the only substitute for Florida inside.
At the line is Don Royster as Williams goes out of the game. Ronnie Williams.
And then you got the band behind the basket. They're all holding up a basket drawn on the card, and they're saying, pick one. We don't care which one you shoot at.
Don Royster gets number 5.
Nothing like the enthusiasm of students.
You know, the Ole Miss talent is probably 2 years away from full development, isn't it?
Exactly right. They need 2 more great recruiting years. There are a lot of teams in the country like that, but, you know, they just got to keep doing like they said. We're going to play the young kids and hope they mature soon.
It's down to a 10-point lead as Gresham puts it up, and the rebounds to Royster, the man who just scored the 2 on the other end. Now with it. Benton trying to pick him up.
He had good judgment that time. He didn't have anything at the break. He brought it outside, and that's what you have to have, the good leadership from the senior guard.
12 minutes left in the game. Laird and Ayers exchanging it. Strandbarger, they want him to shoot.
Skip pass.
This is Ayers. Rebound belongs to McDowell.
And he's been silent today on rebounding now.
That he has. It's not been one of his great games. He's played hard, but not real well. Leaf.
Great feed from Delancey.
That is the first 2 points for Randall Leaf. And he makes it a 12-point advantage, Gators again. Now, Florida just shifting that 3-2 zone around. The crowd helps count it down, but they're a long way from having too little time with a shot clock. Still 25 seconds left. Ole Miss came in today with the idea they would play the shot clock, but they really haven't been to the lead or been close enough to really play it. Florida came in with the idea they were going to run, and they tried to.
Yeah, they need an up-tempo. They know it's going to be an opportunity to milk the clock by Ole Miss. They got to get to good pressure and do some things defensively to trigger their offense.
Ole Miss is out on a 2-game road swing. As you just see Delancey throw the ball away, they'll leave here and go up to play at Auburn next week. And then Florida will be playing host to LSU on Wednesday night as Norm Sloan takes advantage of a timeout on the floor to talk to his troops. And likewise, Lee Hunt of Ole Miss does the same thing. With 10:53 left, the Gators lead it by 12 at 44-32. We'll be back for more SEC action in just 1 minute. Donnie Kessinger was quite an athlete down there for the University of Mississippi. And Stan Torgensen, the play-by-play man. That's the biggest play-by-play man in the Southeastern Conference. Do a great job.
They really do. Got some updated stats. Florida continues to shoot an impressive 65.6% of their field goals. And you can see Ole Miss is still a very poor 36%. Rebounding edge, Florida popped it open. It was basically tied at the half. Florida 21, Ole Miss 14.
Just a little under 10 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the game. The Gators leading it by 12. This is Ralph Hacker with Butch Clifton from Gainesville. Here's Honnold Center. That's Dow. Again, McDowell on the rebound. There's McDowell for Florida, who has the ball now, and Dowell at number 11 for Ole Miss. Gresham giving it into McDowell. Now Gresham is like his classmate, Moten. He isn't shy about putting that ball up. Neither is this man, number 4, Joe Lawrence. It'll be out of bounds to Florida.
That little two-man game on the baseline between Gresham, number 24 for Florida. He was trying to take the ball into Dowell. Dowell did a good job. I mean, McDowell did. He didn't have anything, so he kicked it right back out and set up the jump shot.
This is Moten going to the other side of the floor from us as he took it in.
You know, sometimes you get involved in the two-man game and you forget to swing the ball. If you don't swing the ball against a man or a zone, you're not nearly as effective because you don't move the defense.
You know, Joe Lawrence's brother's quite a ball player, and he's already said that he wants to come to the University of Florida next year, as the foul underneath the goal is going to be on Ole Miss.
Got good ball movement here and a good feed inside to Lee. Left-handed, he's getting ready to go up. Had a reach foul right there on Tranbarger.
Actually, they end up calling the foul on number 5. They called it on Eric Laird. That's his first foul. Ronnie Williams comes back into the ball game for the University of Florida, number 25. Randall Leaf goes out. But both coaches have used the benches today, trying to get something going and trying to maintain it after they get it going.
Exactly right. They're looking for the consistency and the high level of intensity to be competitive in it.
Lawrence to McDowell. The rebound will belong to Ayers of Ole Miss. Coughlin's back into the ball game also for the Reds, number 25. You see him in the top left side of your screen.
He's a good shooter, Ralph. He can wear it out from 18 feet.
And he'll get his shot right now. Rebound to Ronnie Williams. Florida looking for a 14-point lead as Moten gives to Lawrence, who can also shoot.
He really is a good shooter. He led his team the last 3 or 4 years. They had 5 guys in double figures in high school as a junior. Then last year he averaged about 18. And really worked productive on his high school level.
They call him Cool Hand Luke. 46-32. I guess LSU probably has a team with more nicknames than anybody else in the Southeastern Conference.
They seem to thrive on that. That's part of Dale Brown's personality, and sure extended to the players.
Laird was fouled, and the shot did not go in, of course. It would be a 2-shot violation as Joe Lawrence, number 4, commits the foul, and Dale Kelly, who's in the State House in the state of Tennessee, taking time away from his legislative duties to officiate this afternoon's game.
Once again, if you're playing a zone, you're not in a man, but you guard an area. But once the player has the ball in your area, you've got to play him man-to-man and deny the penetration. That time, Lawrence didn't do it and drew the foul.
Laird gets it. Eric Laird getting number 9, and he has been very much silent in this second half. That is the first point that he has hit.
You see he's not only a good scorer, but he had the 34 steals. He does a good job defensively for him.
Moten just threading his way. Delancey gets it, and a foul is called. Basket is good. The foul is going to be on Ayers.
What's the young freshman Moten? He gives a little head fake to his left, freezes the defense. A little double clutch survival move by Delancey. He goes strong to the hoop. Once again, look at Moten. Good move, conclusion here, and that's the kind of big folks you got in the Southeastern Conference. Quick and powerful.
And there's timeout now called by Lee Hunt as he wants to talk things over one more time with 8 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the ball game with a score of 48-33. We'll have more SEC action in just 1 minute.
The makers of Gatorade Thirst Quencher are proud to be the official drink of Southeastern Conference basketball broadcasts on the SPI Network.
3 p.m. Central. And Sunday, Auburn plays Florida at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. Butch and I will be back here in the O'Connell Center for that game.
We got some second half stats, and you can see the problem that Ole Miss has had. They're 3 out of 14 in the second half for a very cold 21.5% from the field. Florida very hot, 9 of 15 for 60%, but they've done most of it at the end of the break where you shoot the one-footers off of good passes by Moten and Gresham and the other guards.
And at the line is Vern Delancey, who has finally gotten back into the starting role after he had been the 6th man for 4 ball games. He wore a face mask for 2 games due to a broken nose. We alluded to that earlier. 49-33 as he gets this one.
And Norm Sloan felt like it hurt their progress early in December when they were trying to get some kind of a chemistry with the young guys. But then, as soon as he got well, Williams was hurt. They had some problems, but now they're playing great basketball.
This is Ayers over to Eric Laird. He needs to start putting the ball up. Coughlin. Laird gets it. Eric Laird gets number 11. He's averaging 15.9, the leading scorer for Ole Miss, the 5th leading scorer in the SEC. Rebound by Moten, the little man who had missed it. And he gets a bucket. It'll count on a foul.
Well, Ralph, he really had bad judgment because he over-dribbled the ball and he took it in a place where he shouldn't have gone, and he missed on a bad shot, but he was hustled enough and he got his rebound and took it up and made the basket. He'll go to the line and shoot one.
And Tran Parker is the man who drew the foul. That is his 3rd, and for Drew Moten, he has 15 points.
Norm Sloan was talking to Monty Tao on the bench. He was saying, you know, these young guys have really done the job for us.
Moten gets this one, number 16 for him. Well, he's a man that you point a camera at him and he goes wild with a basketball, doesn't he?
Well, he gets his confidence, it seems like. He loves that.
Years ago, doing high school ball games, when we did the games on the radio, there was this basketball player that averaged 16-something a game when they were broadcast. And when we didn't broadcast the ball games, he averaged like 7.5. He came to play when the microphones came out.
That. All right, you got your 3-man game again. A little rotation in here. Now they'll swing it.
This is Joe Lawrence, who's a great high school player. I bet he averaged more than that every time he went out. The foul's going to be on Kinchin, I believe, number 54. If it is, I've got him with 5.
Let's see how it develops. Good ball movement. Nice lob. Ronnie Williams is there. You've got to give him room to come down, and the foul was made on Kinchin, and you're right, that is his 5th foul. Good effort by him today.
He fouled out of the Tennessee ball game. He fouls out of this one now with 3 points. The book on him is the fact that he gets in foul trouble a lot.
Well, you know, it's just a different level of competition coming out of high school. It's a tough adjustment. It really is, and it just takes a unique youngster to be able to make contributions early. But he's done a good job, and he gets better every game.
Ronnie Williams rattling it for number 12. He was the only player in the Southeastern Conference last year to be in the top 5 in both scoring and rebounding.
And for the young players at home who want to be great ones, what's the concentration level as he shoots the free throw?
It's there. 54-35, 7:45 to go. Tran Parker. This is Laird. He's got it. Now, Eric Laird has hit 2 of his last 3 shots. He hasn't shot a lot today. That's his 13th point.
You know, sometimes when you're the most experienced player, you get out and you try too many rolls. He has to score for him, but, you know, he's a good team player, and he's going to share it.
McDowell against Horn. McDowell again. Drawing the foul on Horn, number 34.
And that's the first time he's really made himself known. And look at the students all stand and start cheering for him because he's really been silent, Ralph. That time he hunted the baseline and went up and shot and missed and got 2 rebounds. That's what they expect out of him.
54-37 is your score. It's in and out. Looking for the biggest lead of the afternoon for the Gators. They have never trailed. Score was tied at 2. You see what a great shooter he is. He's just behind Melvin Turpin in that category.
Great hustle by the big guy.
And he comes up with it, and Florida's right back now with a chance still to go out on top by their largest margin. The largest margin so far is on the board.
Exactly.
At 17 with 7 minutes to go in the game. Florida will be playing LSU, a team that has now lost 2 consecutive ball games, and Dale Brown's club is going to be quite angry when they get in here.
That's right. They got a lot of talent. It'll be tough to handle.
Gresham getting a 6-point. First time he scored in this half of play. .635 left. 56-37 is your score. 19-point lead as Tranbarger misses. Williams. Well, it's turning into a rout with 6.5 left now, because Florida's just completely taken charge. As they really control the ball game all afternoon long. It'll be out of bounds to Florida. And we look back down court, and there are 2 players just now getting up.
Well, that was great defense by Laird that time. The numbers were against him on the break, and he had to get out and stop it. He did it well, deflected the pass. It's still Florida's ball, but what a great effort by him.
Joe Lawrence coming back into the game. He replaces Delancey, Vern Delancey. We have Gresham. We have Moten with the ball now for Florida. Ronnie Williams, 25, is in. Lawrence, number 4, is in. McDowell, number 40, is in for the white-clad Gators. That is Gresham. 8 points for Gresham. We made mention earlier that his regular jersey, number 14, is on the back of someone else this afternoon because they came in last night and pilfered it. Rebound by Williams. The foul on Ayers. Ayers commits number 3.
Good penetration inside by Ayers. Look at him alter the ball. He shot it with his right hand. Came off the glass. Good hustle to come in, but he's over the back. Ronnie Williams will walk the length of the floor and shoot the 1-and-1.
The student body behind us has started the chant that we want Raleigh Castanera as Andre Laird gets back into the ball game. They want Castanera to come in. Yesterday, the smallest guy in the Southeastern Conference made his presence felt up in Lexington.
Leroy Bird.
Baby Magic came off the bench to come in for Joe B. Hall of the Wildcats. Williams makes it a 59-37 game. Royster's back in, number 35, replacing number 34 Horn for Ole Miss. Williams now has 14 points, 7 rebounds, and he's done it in a very quiet way. Rebels of Ole Miss again trying to attack a 3-2 zone.
They're going to have to shoot a little quicker. Good penetration and pitch the ball to be the best way to get the shot.
Tranbarger.
That's just what they did.
Tranbarger coming up with number 11. 59-39, 20-point game. Ole Miss on the short end of the stick. This is McDowell. A foul is going to be on number 35, Don Worcester. The basket will count.
And the pass was from 6'7" Ronnie Williams at the top of the circle. Watch a little back cut right in here off the motion offense. Good feed from the top of the circle. McDowell's up strong. He really is, Ralph, when he's inside. He's just impossible to stop.
You know, here's a combining of 2 things that you would probably think would not work at all, and that's the fact that you have an experienced front line matched up with a very inexperienced backcourt there of Moten, Gresham, or Lawrence.
But they have achieved the necessary balance and team chemistry to be successful.
McDowell committing the foul as Tranbarger tried to put it up and in. That for Eugene McDowell is his 3rd foul.
Good move inside to go to the basket and draw the foul by Tranbarger. A lot of substitutions, Ralph.
Into the ball game, number 12 coming back in for Florida. That's Vern Delancey as Joe Lawrence goes back out. The student body likes to see Norm Sloan empty the bench. Now you see what we were talking about earlier. They're saying pick one to shoot at. And Tranbarger missed.
That can be disconcerting. You know, you got to concentrate. But really right here what he's got to do and what we talk about all the time, if you're going to be a successful free throw shooter, get your rhythm, do what you normally do, and concentrate.
It's there. Bruce Tranbarger gets him number 12, 62-40. 5:13 left. Next week, the Gators will be in here to host the Auburn War Eagles. Great move by Eugene, the rebounding machine, McDowell.
He's ready now. He's got his enthusiasm, and he's pumped up and playing hard.
Rebound by McDowell. Out to Moten. It's a 4-on-2. Moten Delancey.
Great play.
9 points for Vern Delancey.
I thought for a minute he kept the ball on him too long, but he just took it one more time, read the defense well, and made the great assist.
This is Royster, as Royster comes up with number 8, 66-42. Moten against Andre Laird to Ronnie Williams. McDowell. Can Williams do it? Partially blocked. McDowell can. McDowell says that's the way to get number 9. 4 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the game now. 68-42. Shot blocked. Royster gets it back. And a foul is on Tranbarger.
Well, McDowell was intimidating inside. He came all the way across the lane to get a piece of that one and deflect it.
That'll be 4 fouls on Bruce Tranbarger. It comes as we get the 3-minute and 58-second mark on the score clock, with the Florida Gators leading over the Ole Miss Rebels still 68-42. It has been that kind of afternoon as Royster hobbles off to the bench. We'll be back for more action in just 1 minute on the SPI Network. Well, they say we're going to take the shot before we take the break, so Moten goes up to the line. Moten has 15 points. 16 points make it as he goes for 17. It is there. One more try. That makes it now a 70-4-minute basketball game. 3 minutes and 58 seconds to go. And now we'll be back with more action from Gainesville, Florida after this word. Well, today's game is sponsored in part by Bahamas Air, Pilot House Hotel and Tropical Tours. For more information about the best and sunny tropical vacations, call 1-800-327-5118. Nice crowd on hand this afternoon here for the Florida Gators.
You got one glaring statistic's been passed on to us. Florida 33, Ole Miss 19 in the rebound department. They've out-rebounded them 14, and that is their strength inside.
And it's a 70-42 ball game in favor of Florida. Conklin has been brought in earlier to try to break the zone. He couldn't even get a shot, and you see this, Gresham getting it. Oh, everybody is into the dunking game. Gresham makes it 72-42, a 30-point lead for Florida. And a foul is going to be on McDowell. McDowell draws number 4.
Well, Florida's doing everything right, Ralph. They came out the second half, and they had to get something going. They triggered it with their defense. They've had a great transition game, and everybody's making a solid contribution now.
McDowell goes to the bench, and he goes to the bench right now with 9 points. 72-42, it'll be out of bounds to Ole Miss as Horn gets set to put it in play. It is into Pierce. That's the first time Pierce has been into the ball game. Brad Pierce out of Winnetka, Illinois. 6 foot, 175-pound senior. And Laird missing it by a country mile as Florida's Danny Sheldon, who's into the game. The rebound. This is Fisher, also number 22 in. Fisher is 6'1", a sophomore from Orlando. Dowell. Rebound by Horn, and he taps it in.
And the most important thing for the subs when they come in the game is get the ball and get a feel on it before they come in and start firing away. Do what the coach wants to and learn to play the game. Do the good things on offense and defense.
That's Randall Leaf. As Leaf misses it, Dowell comes off for the rebound. Also into the game for Florida was number 44, Ronnie Castanero, who came out of the timeout. It'll be out of bounds to Ole Miss. Joe Ayers coming back into the ball game now for the Ole Miss Rebels, replacing Laird. Tranbarger into Dow. 2:40 left. This is Pierce. He got it.
He's a good shooter, Ralph.
He gets his first 2 points. Brad Pierce hits 55.6 from the free throw line. And this year's been off just a little bit, even though he is noted for being a good shooter. Butch, he's only hitting 37%.
Well, that's playing time. He just got to get in and get used to the game. But he's always made a good contribution to their program. I've seen him in a lot of his wins.
This has been Fisher. Castanero again. Castanero, Ronnie Castanero, 6'4", freshman. A host of freshmen on the Gators team. Randall Leaf out to Fisher. There's Castanera. Rebound by Ayers. On the rebound, Horn thought he had it, but Castanera just swipes it away from him. Out of bounds, and it will go to Florida. That's official Don Bridges working this afternoon along with Dale Kelly and Don Shea. 1:45 left in this game. Fisher with it. And Benton. A little razzle-dazzle as Benton drops it in.
That's a good feed on the back cut, and he's done a good job off the bench. I think that's his 4th basket.
74-46 your score. And it's there by Ayers as Ayers gets number 5. Ollie Castanera to Randall Lee.
Sheldon.
And he gets it. Danny Sheldon gets his first 2. 1:05 left now. Well, Florida has done what was expected, as their press release said. Butch, it is very seldom that Florida comes in a favorite in the ball game, but they're going to be favored in a lot of ball games they're playing here in this gymnasium.
Right now they have a lot of confidence here. They're playing great basketball from a team standpoint. They're doing the things necessary to win.
Fran Barker. Everybody thought that the old Alligator Alley was intimidating, and it was intimidating, but I think when this place is full, and I think it's going to have a full house or close to it when they play Auburn next week, next Sunday here, that it can be just as intimidating as the old alley.
And on LSU on Wednesday night. We've got some big games coming up here.
That's Sheldon. Leaf. He just kicks it back away with 35 seconds left. Of course, the shot clock has been off since we reached the 4-minute mark.
Well, the game's over, but both teams are playing hard. They're trying to do the things that are necessary to make them better players.
Castanero. And Ole Miss coming up with it. This is Pierce. 18 seconds to go. And Pierce misses. Fran Barker. Taken away from him on the blind side. Benton was going to shoot in spite of everything, and he draws the foul. There was no way Benton was going to pass that ball. Well, today's winners of our Gulf Oil Most Valuable Player Awards are Bruce Fran Barker, who had 11 points, 6 rebounds for Ole Miss, and number 25, Ronnie Williams, who had 14 points and 7 boards for the University of Florida. Both of them played well. And as part of the Gulf Oil Most Valuable Player Award Scholarship Program, Gulf will donate $500 to the General Scholarship Fund of both Florida and Ole Miss. Benton, one more try to give him a 30-point lead again, and he does. Benton getting a 7th and 8th point. And that's the end of the ball game. The Florida Gators, after leading at the half in a close ball game by just 7 points, goes ahead and blows it out to win by 30, as Norm Sloan has to be very, very proud of his basketball team as he heads off the court. And we'll be back to wrap things up from here in the O'Connell Center in just a little bit after this commercial message. Well, you see now why everybody in the Southeastern Conference has been talking about the Florida Gators, as the Florida Gators right now have moved into 3rd place in the Southeastern Conference. They'll play LSU here on Wednesday night, as Ole Miss has fallen victim to the Gators by 30 points this afternoon, and Ronnie Williams is a big reason why, and Butch Clifton is with him now.
Well, I've got Ronnie Williams with me here, Ralph, and certainly an outstanding game for you today, Ronnie. You are our Gulf MVP. You did a lot of things that were necessary, and you made the good contribution to make the team go.
Yeah, we've been working on letting everybody be in offense, Gene, Vernon, myself, Andrew Moe, and Dow Gresham. So really I became more of a passer today than anything else.
Well, that's certainly right. You had several outstanding passes. I made note of the one you had from the top of the circle to McDowell low post right down here in this corner. Kind of ignited what you were trying to do in the second half and helped you get over the hump.
Yeah, you know, Eugene's the type of guy where if he don't post up, he can fake his man and go back door. He has tremendous quickness and tremendous jumping ability. So when I get the ball outside, I'm either looking for Vernon to go back door or Eugene to go back door.
Anytime you get the ball on low post, you just seem to exude with confidence. You seem like once you get it there, you know the right move to make it the right time.
Yeah, you know, I'm very confident. You know, that's something I've been working on all my life. You know, I came here, you know, and I wanted to play power forward, and I'm playing power forward, and I'm very confident of my game.
You've got to be pleased with where you stand right now. You came into the day, you were 4-3. You needed a win to get in a tie for third, and you got it.
Yeah, you know, LSU's coming in here 5-3. We're 5-3, so it's really a game for second place is what it is.
Congratulations again, Ronnie Williams, our MVP. And let me have a word with Coach Sloan right here. Thank you a lot, Ronnie. Congratulations. You and I talked on Tuesday night, and you said one of the goals is to get an upper division. You had a good win over Georgia that got you there. Today you move into a tie for third.
Well, I'm happy to get this one behind us, Butch. We've got a 3-game home stand here. We've been on the road so much, and we're in a position now that if we can be successful against LSU and against Auburn, we're right in the thick of the thing, and that's where our thinking is right now. The upper division, we've gotten a little cocky since I last talked to you, and we're now talking about fighting for the conference championship instead of just being in upper division. I think that kind of happens to you. But
well, it's got to be a great feeling. I know you've worked hard, and you've had to get a good blend between your backcourt and your inside game, and we hear a lot about it, but let's talk a little bit about it. The development of the backcourt to give you what you needed today. Moten had a great day, and he led the break and had the necessary assist at the right time.
I really I have felt that two people, and I'm not taking anything away from what Ronnie contributes. I'm not taking anything away from what Vernon contributes. Without them, we couldn't function. You know that. But I think two people have really turned our whole deal around, have turned our season around for us, starting with the Vanderbilt game, and that's Andrew Moten and Eugene McDowell. All of a sudden, they became different players than they had been prior to that. Andrew's pushing the ball up the floor. He's putting the pressure on them instead of letting them put the pressure on him. Gene just becomes awesome when he goes to work out there on both ends of the floor. And then the rest of the guys are learning to work together. It's a couple of the guys are still struggling on finding their way into the thing, but they're getting better at it all the time. So I feel very good about where we are right now, and I agree with you. I think that we are functioning better as a team now.
It seemed like in the first half you didn't have the intensity level that you needed. It seemed like we're going to go out on the floor and throw our hat on the floor and we're going to win. And you came out the second half, you scored 48 points, and you really got clicking.
You know, you're right. And you see, games like this I hate because, no, I love the winning, but I hate what happens because you get on your players and you start rawhiding them and you start burning them up. You start doing anything you can do to wake them up because we were asleep. I told them when we had our meeting this morning at 10 o'clock, I said, you guys better wake up by 3 this afternoon or we're going to be in big trouble. I told them before the game, you're not awake yet. We got our hands together before we came out. I had the only pair of cold hands in the huddle, and I knew we were in trouble.
You did a good job. Congratulations to Norm Sloan, and back to you, Ralph.
Well, he indeed did wake them up as they win by 30 this afternoon over the Ole Miss Rebels. We'll be back and look at the SEC standings and the stats for this ball game after this word from your station. Well, this afternoon has been quite exciting as far as the University of Florida fans are concerned because it's the first time since 1975-76 year that Florida's been able to put 4 Southeastern Conference wins back-to-back here on their home court, Butch.
Well, it's one of those things that it's been hard for them to do to develop the tradition they need. They come into it like anybody, they're goal-oriented, the coaching staff and the players, and they're trying to get the things going that are necessary. So now they have won the 4 games. They've got 2 more games at home against LSU and Auburn. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They're getting things done. They're playing well together.
Let's look at the stats here, the final ones for the ball game, Butch Clifton.
Well, you can see Ole Miss never really got untracked, and that really hurts. You've got to shoot the ball. We said it at the top of the show. In order for them to have a good chance to win the game, they had to have a high level of intensity, and they had to shoot the ball well. They only shot 35% for the game. Florida, an excellent 58.9%, but look at the rebounds again. Florida's just awesome inside, 42-29.
Well, awesome is a 30-point victory in anybody's book. And the Florida Gators have done it this afternoon as they win their 5th Southeastern Conference game. They're tied for 3rd now with LSU. They'll be meeting LSU here on Wednesday night. And we could have a big game next Sunday with Auburn and with Florida because Auburn's in a tie for the lead right now with Kentucky at 6-2. The senior executive producer of today's game was Russ Potts. The executive producer is Keith Samples. The coordinating producer, Jimmy Rayburn. The producer director again is Jim McGee. The technical director is Skip Ellison. The stage manager is Mike Dunn. Our statistician for today was Howard Scrager. He did a nice job. And all the other fine people who put on this fine ball game that gave Florida its biggest win of 100 since they beat Roosevelt 121-54 back in 1975. For Butch Clifton, this is Ralph Hacker from the O'Connell Center in Gainesville, Florida. A good afternoon to you. This has been an exclusive presentation of SBI Sports Productions Incorporated.
Today's telecast was brought to you by Coors. Now the best of the Rockies is yours. By Gulf Oil. At Gulf, everything we do makes driving better for you. And by Holiday Inn Hotels, a better place to be. For worldwide reservations, just call 800-HOLIDAY.